We were on this show yesterday, about to go off the air, and we had a great show, by the way, yesterday. We had Bobby Lutz in, he was telling stories, we had all kinds of callers. I mean, just a phenomenal show. And we find out that Bobby's a big Yankees fan. And we're talking about Mariano Rivera being up for the Hall of Fame vote, and how Bobby's a Yankees fan, and we're griping about how there's never been a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer in the history of Major League Baseball. And not 11 minutes later, the Sandman becomes the very first unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer in the history of the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
And I'm as happy as I should be for the Sandman, and I am still furious that this just happened for the first time yesterday. And you know what it does? It underscores how much baseball writers suck. I love Peter Gammons. Big fan. I'm a big Buster Olney fan. I like Jason Stark. But there are a lot of dudes out there that do not deserve to have Hall of Fame votes. They just don't deserve them. Ken Griffey Jr. was the closest to becoming a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer in the history of baseball back in 2016. 440 votes cast, 437 said yes. 3 dudes who to this day I would still like to punch right in the throat voted Ken Griffey Jr. was not a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer, or not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Darin Gantt.
But neither was Babe Ruth.
Or Greg Maddux.
Lou Gehrig.
Or Hank Aaron. It's ridiculous. And you know why this happened? It's because it's 2018 and it's easy to find out which of these jackasses voted no on a guy like Mariano Rivera or Ken Griffey or Greg Maddux or anybody else. It's not because they suddenly came to their senses. It's because they're afraid of being picked on Twitter now. It's because they're afraid of being talked about on sports radio shows across the country in big markets by guys like us. And that's still cowardly. What? I don't know. I'm out of words. It's just ridiculous, Darin.
Yeah, and the problem is, when that happens, we're talking about some schmo who works for the Cleveland Plain Dealer or the Kansas City Star,
right,
or a radio station in San Diego, instead of Ken Griffey Jr.
Right.
I mean, and that's the good thing about Mariano Rivera. I don't know that why would you be opposed to him? Obviously, no one was. Why would you be opposed to anyone? A lot of guys, and I fall victim to this sometimes too, you want to be an outlier. You want to be different. You want to prove how smart you are by not following along with the herd. And if everybody says a certain thing, but certain things are just right. I mean, when the Pro Football Hall of Fame votes and it's time to vote on Brett Favre, only an idiot would not vote for Brett Favre.
But there will be a couple of idiots who don't vote for Brett Favre. Right?
I don't know that you're worried about it. We don't release unanimous or anything like that. There have been guys in the past, I mean, that we have spirited debates about for 45 minutes to an hour at a time during a 9-hour meeting about one particular guy. The argument for Jerry Rice was Jerry Rice. Next. You know, we don't need to spend a lot of time talking about that guy because he's obviously getting in and everybody's obviously voting for him. So I'm just glad the baseball writers did the correct, obvious thing.
Well, look, and our Jason Huber, our digital guy, back by the way, hope tender's going well these days. He comes in and says, well, Derek Jeter's on the ballot next year. He'll get voted in. Oh, he'll get voted in. But there will be guys out there who do. First of all, I'm not even sure. Should Derek Jeter be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Yes or no? Yes or no? Should he be?
Not only should he be, he should get 110% of the vote.
All right. I can live with yes, he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I have less of an issue with Derek Jeter not being unanimous than some of these other dudes.
Yeah.
And I still think he probably should be. That's a no-brainer as well. But they'll find a way to screw that one up too.
I think it's reasonable to suggest that if Derek Jeter would have spent his career with Cincinnati Reds, he would not be considered a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer.
Derek Jeter's actually more likely to be a unanimous first ballot ladies' man Hall of Famer than he is a baseball Hall of Famer. Right?
He might be Mount Rushmore.
He is Mount Rushmore.
Wait, is it June? Are we doing Mount Rushmore topics?
Wait a minute. That's okay. So if we went like Mount Rushmore, Ladies Man Hall of Fame with athletes, Jeter, Will Chamberlain. Who else makes that list?
Namath.
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath's a great one. We got 3. We got to come up with a 4th during the break.
Ric Flair. We'll work on this.
He said Ric Flair. Real sports, not fiction.
Ah!
Oh, I did it. I said it. Oh, he said the thing that made everybody mad out there.